look at this turbo. So it's a Gen 1 997 turbo. So you can see it's uprated wheels. I'm not sure what size these are. They're pretty big rims, bigger than standard anyway. I think they're 20s. apracing calipers, discs, airbag suspension in there. I don't know if you can see that. So it's got the airbag suspension. You can see it more clearly on the back of the car. So you can see here, airbag suspension. Must have had a brand new disc setup. These are big rotors. It's also got different components I can see that have been put in onto the arms. Different anti-roll bar down here. So it's been done well. Different exhaust system. Let's have a look underneath. Yeah, so the exhaust is different on this car. A lot of carbon fibre work. Rear airfoil. It's got the upgraded LED lights. It's got the carbon fibre side scoops. They're lovely. I mean, they really are. A bit dirty, but they're lovely. And then it's got the, I think, a Liberty Walk kit or a style Liberty Walk kit on it, because it's got the flared arches, and then at the back they flare out even further. Carbon fibre front lip, side vents. Yeah, this is a Gen 1 car, and it's been upgraded. Original lights. For the front end, it's got like a GT2 kind of theme going on it. But then it's got the carbon fibre spoiler, so normally it has that black plastic spoiler, which basically always gets chipped and scraped. This hasn't got any scrapes, because obviously they can raise the suspension and get it up off the floor. But it's quite a pretty car. We're in a Porsche 997. This is Generation 1 car.
Yes, it's a manual.
And it's got a full Liberty Walk body kit.
Yes, full Liberty Walk, RX, air struts, AccuAir management, and it's got a turbo upgrade kit with a Klein incanal exhaust decatted, and I think it's pushing about 700.
Yeah, about right.
Okay.
So these were standard about Gen 1, what, about 500? Is it 2007 car? Okay.
Yes.
So about a 4 or about 5, was it a Turbo S or a Turbo?
Just a turbo, is about 500.
500.
500,
yeah.
500.
So it's up the power quite a bit. So has the turbo been changed? The turbo's been changed?
Yes.
For hybrids?
Yes.
Okay, and so the intercoolers must have been done as well. And then bit of carbon work. Seats, obviously, it's got Recaro
Sportster
seats with the hard backs, which are painted in the white, which you'll see.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll see from the camera behind, and a few other bits I'm seeing in here. So Alcantara around the Sport Chrono.
Alcantara on the steering wheel,
top tail,
Redline track matting, numeric short shift kit.
How's the gearbox feel? Is it really fast?
This car?
Yeah. I mean the throw on it.
Yeah. The car in general.
Oh yeah, it's really just clicks into place.
Yeah, really fast, and yeah, it's nice. Got a nice crunch to it, and you know what I don't like about these cars is the first gear is so short.
Yeah.
So once we get up to speed, just the first gear just goes like this.
And it's also got uprated apracing calipers and discs, or do you use Giro?
This is apracing.
Apracing all the way through, front and rear.
The owner specified.
And so it's running on air suspension. You can hear that exhaust. Sounds very different to a normal turbo. It's got a bit of a noise to it.
Oh yeah, it sounds so good.
And a bit of backfiring. And so Angie's basically had this car in her workshop. She's been trying to find a noise which is on, or somewhere underneath, sounding like a gearbox-ish, or maybe a gearbox issue, something around this central section.
Yes.
There appears to be a slight metallic-y knocking noise, and you can hear it for sure. You may even be able to hear it on the camera.
I don't think you'll hear it on cam, but yeah, it's been plaguing us for a few months, and we've been trying to solve it. When we just ended up changing the whole gearbox, and the sound is still there.
That's an expensive part on a Porsche.
Yes. I mean, most of the Porsche parts are very expensive, especially considering if it's a manual. They're very hard to come by.
Yeah. It's 2007. I mean, it's got icy cold air conditioning. The car looks... Well, you would never know it's 2007, would you? Sounds brilliant.
decatted, so you can really
hear it.
the turbo spool.
And so do you have like an MOT like in England? So we have like you don't have that.
No.
So you don't have problems with emissions passing through a test?
We do, so nowadays the cars are required to go through emissions, but weirdly enough they just check on idle.
Oh right, okay, so you can get away with it. Because I used to always have problems on mine. So I had the same car as this, but a Gen 1.5, which was basically only the interior had been changed over for the later Gen 2 interior, and that had problems with the original exhaust pipe. No problem in the MOT, and that was a 58, so that was nearly an 09 car.
Yes.
But then I had problems with the new exhaust pipe. So when I had the Capristo put onto it and the 200 cell cats, we had to leave it for so long to heat the cats up to get it working. Otherwise, it just failed every single time. And they were saying to me, "We've got a problem with this. We don't know if we're going to be able to do it." And I had to keep getting them to go back and test it again. And of course, it did pass. But it was literally by the skin of its teeth. It really didn't want to go through. And this has had more tuning done. So actually, it should be worse. So maybe this would be a problem in the UK.
Probably. Do they have a limit on how old the cars are to clear MOT?
No, it can be any. Yeah, they do. You don't. I think you have to have an MOT, I believe, on any car. Somebody can answer that question for me. I think even the classic cars need to have an MOT, so they have to show they're road legal and they meet the requirements, stopping distances and emissions, things like that. But I think anyway. I might be wrong. Yeah, that felt like that felt properly tuned then.
The brakes feel like the first step of the brake goes down, so a bit wary.
Drops down, does it? There was a fluid leaking. They knew that, didn't they, when they were tightening stuff up underneath it?
That was air conditioning.
It was air conditioning,
yes.
Was it? Okay, it was fine.
I looked at it, yes. So if it's leaking fluid in the middle, normally it's the air conditioner because there are motors in the back.
Yeah.
Because their oil temp looks okay, water looks okay.
But if the brakes do fail, it will be a viral video, so go for it, Ange. So we're in Manila anyway, and the traffic in Manila is not the best for running a Porsche Turbo.
Yes. Just going through the side streets of PGC.
Yeah.
Just trying to do stop and go traffic so we can test the gearbox before we go on the highway and give it a long haul.
And you can probably see from the camera shake, the roads in Manila are a bit bumpy.
You would say rubbish?
Yeah, a bit shit. They're not built for supercars at all.
No, not at all. This is a SUV market. But still, we persist.
How many SUVs have you got? Have you got any?
2.
Have you? Okay, but did you drive them?
Yeah, sometimes. I have a Range Rover and...
Which Range Rover?
The wife's car. It's a L405 full-size Range Rover gas.
Okay.
Just mags on it, haven't done anything. And I have an old Landy Defender.
Do you?
Yes.
Which year?
So old, it's a 97, I think.
Okay.
I haven't touched it, I haven't driven it, it's just been parked, and we're about to do a V8 LS swap onto it. Okay,
so all you Land Rover Defender aficionados out there, I can tell already you're going to be livid with what you've just heard. So Angie will take the most pristine, most beautiful works of art, and she will remove the engine and she replaces it with an American lump. And you can talk to her about this for hours and hours, and she will just say the same thing. The engines are cheap, you get a maximum amount of horsepower out of them, and they're bulletproof, and you can buy parts cheap.
And they sound good.
Yeah, I know.
Besides, anyone who's driven a Land Rover Defender, they're so slow.
Is it petrol or diesel?
I have the diesel one.
Okay, so it's what, 110 or something like that. So they are exceptionally slow. I mean, I don't know what Nordic. I mean, does it reach 60? It's electric, one of those like old, not like a new electric car, but like one of those disability sort of scooters. But no, I mean Defender seriously is a very cool car.
It's definitely an icon car.
Yeah, and they've got a new one just been released.
I don't quite like it.
No, it's not as nice. There's something about the original.
You know when Mercedes did the new G-Class?
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
They nailed the retro look, gave it some modern twist.
Yeah, the round lights, halos.
Yet when you see it, if you weren't particular with these cars, you wouldn't be able to tell which is which.
That is true.
Unlike the Defender, you look at the new one, you're like, where is the old Defender?
I mean, it looks like a Discovery.
Yeah.
Really does.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, I'll show you guys where we are anyway, because you probably can't see from that back camera. Okay, so at the moment we're skirting round sort of, you can see the main complex of what sort of downtown BGC, isn't it?
This is BGC.
Yeah, BGC.
Wait, no, this is mostly McKinley Hill.
Okay.
BGC is right there on this border.
So we're just to the side of BGC, which is Bonifacio Global City in Manila.
Yes.
And this is rather cool bus. These things are all over the place. You can hop on these, they stop for you and they cost absolutely nothing to get on.
Yeah, okay. So every time I hit first gear, the brake sinks down. Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, on the second pump the pedal goes up, but after we haul, it goes down. Okay, which means we shouldn't keep hauling.
You said we should.
Just a little bit scary.
How much sinks it?
It doesn't go all the way down, but it does have this weird sink.
But then it comes back up again.
When I do a second pump, it comes up, so maybe I gotta bleed the brakes.
Yeah, maybe so, a bit of air.
But the car stops.
Yeah, it's fine. Turbo sound. Awesome. Sounds like there's play in something.
So we've changed the clutch, flywheel, clutch slave, gearbox, drive shafts. I had a new front transfer case, put in the old transfer case. We swapped out the center tube also, which sends the power to the transfer case.
That's what it sounds like.
We've basically...
It's not touching something, is it? A shroud?
No, we've done everything. And you know how if something...
Actually, when you hit a bump, there's a rat... It's actually... It's got a slight rattle, hasn't it?
And the on and off throttle. This brake is driving me nuts. I feel so unsure. It's like brake check, brake check. And the car seems to be...
Yeah, weaving a bit.
Yeah. Gotta get the alignment done.
Could be tire pressures as well, couldn't they, I suppose?
Well, we're not getting any reading.
No, that's the problem. It's hard to tell when they're so low profile anyway, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that sound is driving me nuts. And I've asked a few friends already, Porsche mechanics, and you're like, they say the same thing, just change this, change that. I'm like, I've changed everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You can keep going until there's just no car left.
Yeah.
And then you still don't find it.
It's the worst, right?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Worst feeling ever.
And it actually sounds like something quite simple. That's the really annoying thing. It sounds very mechanical, very metallic. And it doesn't sound like it's not like something scraping, rubbing, or bearings gone. It sounds like there's play somewhere.
Like a tapping,
yeah,
rattling. flywheel on and off.
It is actually coming from down here. It's not a transfer of noise, is it?
No, yeah, and we've disassembled it, we've ran it two-wheel drive, and
it didn't do it in two-wheel drive? Or it did?
if I remember correctly, no, it didn't. That's why we ended up ordering a front transfer case, thinking, okay, that's it. After putting the transfer case, like, that's not it.
These are expensive bits. They're not.
The transfer case was expensive too.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Lead, brakes, alignment, washer fluid, come on, tire pressure.
Does sound good.
Come on, DPC.
It sounds like something's rattling. It's not being transmitted from like it almost feels like a clutch plate or something.
Like the flywheel.
What kind of clutch? Yes, I mean it sounds like a rattly flywheel. If it's got the upgraded flywheel on it,
Dual mass flywheel?
yeah, has it got that? Has it got a lightweight flywheel?
Maybe.
Because it would make that noise.
Yeah, like the new GT3 RS.
Yeah, I mean everybody that puts them in it pisses them off, but it revs as well, doesn't it? I mean when you rev it.
I've gotten a few questions from 991 GT3 RS owners. They're like, Ange, can you check my car? There's this rattling sound. I'm like, completely normal.
Yeah.
Dual mass flywheel. They fixed it on the Gen 2, and people hate them.
I know, but I mean, it gives them the effect they want. Rev match, it gives them that. Makes it feel like a race car. It almost sounds like you're doing damage when you're changing gear. Yeah, definitely. Always a bit worrying when a brake pedal starts to sink.
Why is this waving so much? I remember touching that alignment. Yeah, we gotta go back.
Yeah, it feels a bit skittish, I can feel
Cars
it.
dancing around, looking for a road. Not a fun car to haul at the moment.
No.
Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video in Manila, and I'll be back soon with more videos. So we've got another one coming out on the Lamborghini Urus shortly. So please subscribe, hit that bell button, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.